Part 45. Back before I became a vegetative state, I became an immortal and invincible. Author, Ching Jue Chen Chen. Chapter 441. Okay, that's all I have to say, and you can read the rules yourself for the rest. The instructor left after saying that and went to the next dormitory. Ning Liuhan gave up completely, but fortunately she didn't change the bed. Chiao Ningxun stepped forward and took a look at the rules and said, "First, do your own thing. You are never allowed to take advantage of others. You are never allowed to trade money. If you are discovered once, you will get a major demerit." Zhang Sisi and Ning Liuhan were stunned, as if they were mourning for their heirs. Zhang Sisi, there's no money to be made. Ning Liuhan, a hellish place where you can't spend money even if you have money. Fortunately, the dormitory is not big, just a few square meters, and 6 people can clean it quickly. Yan Yuxiu took out the quilt from the cabinet and made the bed, and asked, "Everyone, we are going to live here for half a month. Please introduce yourself." Everyone had no objections, but only one person wearing a mask did not speak. "My name is Yan Yuxiu, I come from Nanjing and I am 18 years old. My name is Chiao Ningxun, I am also from Nanjing and I am 18 years old. My name is Gan Xiao, I am from Beijing and I am 18 years old. My name is Ning Liuhan, I am from the capital, I am as old as you and grew up in the city. My name is Zhang Sisi, I am also from the capital, but from the countryside." For a while, none of the 5 people heard the person wearing the mask speak, and everyone looked at her. Gao Weiwei had no choice, knowing that she would have to face it sooner or later, so she could only take off her mask and said with an uncomfortable look on her face, My name is Gao Weiwei, I am also from the capital, and I am also 18 years old." Chiao Ningxun raised his eyebrows, "It's you. This dormitory. 4 out of 6 people are from the capital." Gao Weiwei thought about what happened that day, blushed, and said, "Chiao Xiao, classmate Chiao, I'm sorry for what happened last time. Those who know the current affairs are distinguished. The eldest lady of Sox group, it is easier to crush her to death than to crush an ant. Just why is the eldest lady of the Sox group named Chiao? Shouldn't the surname be Suo? Could it be that she was the illegitimate daughter of the Suo family and took her mother's surname?" Yan Yuxiu asked curiously, "Ningxun, do you have any misunderstanding?" Chiao Ningxun smiled and said, "It's all over, classmate Gao, let the past go. You also apologized." Gao Weiwei breathed a sigh of relief. She didn't expect to pass the test so easily. She said happily, "Yes, the past is over. We will be classmates from now on." Chiao Ningxun, "Yeah. They are just classmates, there is no other relationship." Ning Liuhan suddenly noticed the skincare products used by Chiao Ningxun and asked curiously, "Is your skin so good because you use this brand of skincare products?" Chiao Ningxun, "No." Ning Liuhan thought about the price of that set of skincare products and asked again, "I remember that the set of skincare products cost more than 20,000 yuan. You can actually afford such expensive skincare products. What do you do at home?" If she were a wealthy person, she would be qualified to be her friend. She also knew all kinds of big-name clothes. She really couldn't tell what brand Chiao Ningxun was wearing today. Before she came, she heard Chiao Ningxun say that she was just from a mountain village. Chiao Ningxun said directly, "My family is farming." Gao Weiwei frowned, why did she say that? If her family is farming, what about other families who have no money? Did she say this on purpose because she didn't want to reveal her identity? Ning Liuhan, a farmer? Can a farmer afford more than 20,000 yuan in skincare products? Chiao Ningxun, yes, believe it or not. With that said, she gave the set of skincare products to Yan Yuxiu and said with a smile, "Here they are, as promised last time." They both got admitted to their favorite universities and agreed to exchange gifts. Yan Yuxiu has already given her a gift, and this is her return gift. Originally, she wanted to give away the pills she made, but after Yan Yuxiu saw a magazine once, she became very interested in the set of skincare products. Ever since Yan Yuxiu's skin improved, she wanted to try everything. In this case, it is better to give her a gift that she likes. Sometimes people are like this. Although many things made by hand are 10,000 times better than purchased ones, that's just the maker's opinion. Many people still think that bought things are better than made ones. It's also possible that Yan Yuxiu felt that the ones she made personally were too precious and she was embarrassed to keep asking for them. Yan Yuxiu suddenly hugged Xiaoningxun and said, "That's great, thank you." "Xiaoningxun, you're welcome, we won't talk about this between us." Yan Yuxiu nodded and began to unpack her skincare products. Ning Liuhan suddenly said, "Hey, your name is Yan Yuxiu, right? I'll give you money, and you can resell this to me. This brand happens to be one I have used. I like it very much. I'm worried about the skincare products I brought." "Not enough." Yan Yuxiu refused without hesitation, "No, this is my gift." Ning Liuhan was rarely rejected by others, so she suddenly felt a little embarrassed and a little angry. Honestly, Yan Yuxiu should feel honored to be favored by her. Seeing this, Zhang Sisi also helped Ning Liuhan and advised, "It's just a set of skincare products. Classmate Yan, just give it to classmate Ning. It's not like she won't give you money. You got it for free anyway. You can still earn 20,000 yuan this way. Your skin is so good, you don't need the set of skincare products, right?" Yan Yuxiu's face darkened and she said coldly, "It's not you who has the final say whether I need skincare products or not. Today is the first time we meet, and you two force me to do something I don't like, and I don't want to do it in the future." "Classmate." Zhang Sisi thought that Yan Yuxiu was a very talkative person, but she didn't expect that she would be angry. She said sarcastically, "Don't make it so serious. I just think that we are all classmates, so it doesn't matter if we give in." Xiaoningxun suddenly said, "It's not you who gave away the things you like. Of course you think it's okay." Zhang Sisi already knows that Xiaoningxun's family is just a farmer, not even comparable to his own family, who are also working class after all. As for this set of skincare products worth 20,000 yuan, it was probably given to her by someone else, and she used it to borrow flowers to offer to Buddha. Therefore, he was not very polite to her. Classmate Ning's family situation is so good. It will only be good for you to have a good relationship with her. Do you know how uncomfortable it is to survive in the capital after graduation? It's easy. Especially you foreigners, you have to be self-aware." Xiaoningxun said quietly, "I don't need you to worry about it. I can plan my own future." Yan Yuxiu also stood beside Xiaoningxun and said disdainfully, "That's right, we are not the kind of people who rely on flattery to get to power. If you want to be that kind of person, why bother forcing us to do it? I really think that everyone are they all the same as you. Back before I became a vegetative state, I became an immortal and invincible." Author, Qing Jue Chen Chen. Chapter 442. Gan Xiao frowned and looked at Zhang Sisi, "Don't ruin the reputation of us people in the capital like this, making people think that we, like you, are just flatterers." "You," Zhang Sisi was furious and couldn't find any words to refute for a moment. Ning Liuhan looked a little ugly and shouted, "Forget it, I don't like it very much, just don't sell it." After saying that, she returned to her bed to rest. Gan Xiao was a little embarrassed. Unexpectedly, on the first day today, her roommate would cause trouble. Ning Liuhan is probably difficult to get along with, and Xiaoningxun will definitely be targeted by her in the future. The atmosphere in the dormitory was very strange. Gao Weiwei glanced at Ning Liuhan and sneered again and again. "What an idiot. Ning Liuhan's family is just a small company. If the Sox group is to be trampled to death, it would be as easy as an elephant to trample to death an ant. However, she will not tell Xiaoningsun's true identity. She is happy to see more people have the same experience as her. After a while, everyone in the first class gathered on the grass. Seeing that the instructor in his class is very handsome, many girls are very excited and act like an nymphomaniac. This instructor is too handsome. He looks to be in his 20s. Sure enough, good-looking people are all handed over to the state. Yan Yuxiu looked at the instructor and frowned. Why does this person feel so similar to Suo Hongfeng? The two are about the same age, are they relatives? The instructor seemed to have gotten used to the expressions the girls looked at him. He coughed lightly and said, "Okay, everyone, please stand up quickly." Hearing the instructor's soft voice, some girls liked it even more. This instructor is too gentle. The instructor stood in the middle and said loudly, "Hello, everyone, for the next half-month, I will be your instructor, and I will be responsible for the military training of Class 1. My surname is Suo, and you can call me Instructor Suo. If something happens in the future, you can talk to me. If your body can't stand the training, you can ask for leave from me. Don't force it." From elementary school to university, you have gone through military training every time you enter school. This should be the fourth military training for many people. Everyone must understand the rules. If anything happens, report it in advance. 5 minutes later, Instructor Suo said, "Okay, that's all I have to say. Now let's start training. Let's start with the simplest standing military posture. I'll show you a few moves first." Xiaoningsun frowned. Is this instructor also a relative of Suo Jingguo? She really couldn't help it, and she counted with her fingers, with a look of helplessness on her face. That's true. The son of Suo Jingguo's cousin, Suo Hongling, he determined to be a soldier since he was a child. When he became an adult, he actually joined the army. The current official position is also beyond the reach of many people. Is this person coming for her? No way. She wanted to do more calculations, but they were related by blood, so many things couldn't be calculated. That's all, this person probably wouldn't do anything to her. Yan Yuxiu took a peek at Xiaoningsun and saw that her expression was as usual, and her brows furrowed even more tightly. Isn't Instructor Suo from the Suo family? After Suo Hongling demonstrated it once, he asked everyone to follow it. In order to be able to see everyone's movements, the team was also spread out, with everyone separated by 2 arms widths. When he came to Xiaoningsun, Suo Hongling saw her movements and said, "Very good." Xiaoningsun frowned. Is this person short-sighted? Or was it intentional? Today is only the first day. If you praise her like this, doesn't it make her make enemies? Especially those who share the same dormitory with her, they probably want to eat her. And what she thought was right, even if she didn't turn her head, she felt several eyes that wanted to eat her. Xiaoningsun glanced at Suo Hongling's face calmly. Although he hid it well, she still saw the sly smile flashing across the corner of his mouth. Very good, since you made the first move, you can't blame her. If you want to play, stay with me until the end. Xiaoningsun suddenly said, "Report." Suo Hongling said solemnly, "What's the matter?" Xiaoningsun, report to the instructor, there is a snake under your feet. This military training base is in the mountains. And it's September now, and there are snakes, insects, rats and ants everywhere, so it's normal for snakes to run in. It was very simple for her to make the snakes in the mountains suddenly appear at Suo Hongling's feet. Hearing that there was a snake, the girls standing in the first 2 rows looked at Suo Hongling's feet at the same time. Sure enough, there was a snake. The girls who were close to Suo Hongling immediately took a few steps back. Suo Hongling turned to look at his feet. The snake was about to crawl onto his shoes. If Xiaoningsun hadn't spoken, he would probably have been bitten. Although it is a non-venomous snake, it will definitely take time to deal with it. Suo Hongling bent down, pinched the snake's head neatly, and looked sideways at Xiaoningsun. You have really good eyesight. You didn't even see the one closest to me, but you did. Xiaoningsun gave him a smile without hesitation. Thank you for the compliment. Sure enough, how can someone who can be an instructor be afraid of snakes? Miscalculation. Miscalculation. Suo Hongling's face suddenly darkened. He was mocking her for not focusing on her eyes during military training and looking around, not praising her. This person is really narrow-minded. Still very vindictive. Suo Hongling saw that many people's faces turned pale with fright, and said loudly, "Don't be afraid, everyone. The base is in the mountains, and it's normal to have snakes." As he said something, he suddenly thought of something and looked at Xiaoningsun. When everyone goes to bed at night, it's best to close the windows. There are many snakes here. Although most of them are non-venomous snakes, there have been snakes entering students' dormitories before. Snakes are considered animals. If you encounter one, don't panic, just ask the instructor to deal with it as soon as possible. The air suddenly became stagnant. Most of the students' faces turned even paler. Xiaoningsun's mouth twitched. Is it really okay to scare students on the first day? Compared with Suo Hongfeng, no, there is no comparison between the two people. Suo Hongling looked at it for a while and was a little disappointed that he didn't see fear on Xiaoningsun's face. He asked the others to continue to stand in military posture, summoned people, and asked him to take the snake and release it. Xiaoningsun snorted secretly. Wanted to scare her? I don't know who is scaring whom yet. Let's see. Half an hour later, Suo Hongling saw that some people were shaking. He felt helpless and asked everyone to rest for a few minutes. He then said, "Your physical fitness is really bad. From today on, you have to do it every day. Running is the same for both men and women. Today we will run 1,000 meters, and the last two people, regardless of gender, will all do 50 push-ups and then run after a break." Running 1,000 meters? Is there any punishment? In an instant, the girls were wailing. Instructor, no, the weather is so hot, 1,000 meters will kill us. The school only allowed us to run 800. Reduce it or don't punish me. We girls can't do push-ups at all. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Back before I became a vegetative state, I became an immortal and invincible. Author, Qing Jue Chen Chen. Chapter 443. That's right. It's scarier for me to run than to take the college entrance examination again. Suo Hongling's face darkened and he said with a straight face, "This is a military training base, not a place for you to negotiate conditions. When you come here, you must treat yourself as a soldier. On the battlefield, do you also want to make terms with the enemy, asking them to run slower and not to chase you? Now the country is peaceful and the people are safe, but there are still bad guys. If one day you encounter a bad guy, you will also discuss with him not to run too fast and give you time to escape." Some people's faces turned red and they didn't dare to make requests for a moment. Xiaoningsun raised his eyebrows. He was quite up to date and his eloquence was also good. 5 minutes later, Suo Hongling signaled them to walk to the designated runway location. After blowing the whistle, everyone had no choice but to run forward. Xiaoningsun ran very easily. 1,000 meters was simply easier for her than eating. In less than 3 minutes, she finished running and stood in front of Suo Hongling, staring into his eyes. Suo Hongling frowned. "Why did you finish running so quickly?" "Xiaoningsun, the air inside the team is not good, and some people still have bad breath." We should finish the race as soon as possible and be liberated as soon as possible. Suo Hongling saw that her breathing was very stable and asked, "Are you not tired at all?" "Qiaoning Sun, I'm not tired." Suo Hongling glanced at her forehead and found that there was indeed no sweat at all. The weather in Beijing is now nearly 30 degrees, so she can't even break a sweat while running? I should have told them to run 2,000 meters. Suo Hongling said helplessly, "Go back to your position and rest where you are." Suo Hongling. The voice was so relaxed and cheerful, which made him feel embarrassed. He ran 1,000 meters in less than 3 minutes. He is worthy of being a person who has participated in a national-level sports competition. It seems that the rumors are true. With this physical fitness, he is really a good candidate to serve as a soldier. Suo Hongling saw her turn around and asked, "Qiaoning Sun, are you interested in becoming a soldier?" Qiaoning Sun smiled and said, "I admire soldiers very much and like to watch military parades, but the country does not lack a female soldier like me." Now, she still wants to cultivate immortality, use immortality to benefit society, and then experience a life that is different from her previous life. Now that the country is at peace and the people are at peace, and the army has many talented people, there is no shortage of women like her to protect the family and the country. Suo Hongling saw other students coming over and didn't know what to say. "You can change your decision at any time." "Qiaoning Sun, I'm afraid I'm going to disappoint you." Suo Hongling didn't say anything. As soon as many female students reached the area of their class, they collapsed on the ground, gasping for air, and some drank water anxiously. Hearing Suo Hongling say that he could not sit down while running, he had no choice but to stand up again and walk slowly with his legs weak. He Yuanhui came to Qiaoning Sun's side and gasped, "Cousin, you are so awesome. After you finish running, you can't even tell that you just ran 1,000 meters. Qiaoning Sun said calmly, "Young man, you still lack exercise." He Yuanhui suddenly felt extremely resentful. Qiaoning Sun smiled, ignored him, and went to see Yan Yuxiu's condition. A boy walked up to He Yuanhui and asked, "That classmate is pretty, do you know him?" He Yuanhui, "Yeah, I used to be in the same class, and she sat in front of me." Li Shayan said excitedly, "You are in the same class? Then you must know whether she has a boyfriend, right?" He Yuanhui's face suddenly turned dark. "What do you want to do?" Li Shayan smiled and said, "What can I do? If you are beautiful, you will be liked. She looks like she is probably the most beautiful in our class." "No, we are the prettiest." "I want to chase her," He Yuanhui mocked. "Chasing her?" "Yes, you can try." My cousin told him in advance and asked him not to talk about their relationship and let it take its own course. At first he didn't understand why, but now he understands. You can have free love in college. If their relationship is exposed too early, he may not have a good life. I spent the whole day either delivering love letters to this person or giving gifts to that person. If Qiaoning Sun knew what he was thinking, he would definitely spread his hands helplessly. "You are overthinking, I am not that confident yet." Li Shayan was delighted but did not hear the threat in his tone. "Does that mean she doesn't have a boyfriend?" He Yuanhui was non-committal. Li Shayan was about to go find Qiaoning Sun when the instructor ordered them to gather together. There was no other way, so he had to wait until the next break before going over to find her. He Yuanhui suddenly looked at Li Shayan sympathetically. Wei Dongchen and Guan Yiwen didn't say anything when they met. They have seen Qiaoning Sun's fighting prowess. Once a cow in the village went crazy and everyone was helpless. The village chief planned to call the police and ask the police to come and kill the mad cow. At the critical moment, Qiaoning Sun suddenly appeared, just like what was shown on TV, flying and riding on the cow. No matter how hard the mad cow shook her, he could not get rid of her. And Qiaoning Sun suddenly stretched out his hand and punched the mad cow on the head. The mad cow was knocked unconscious instantly. After fainting, she actually kindly gave the mad cow an injection. When the cow woke up, his consciousness returned to normal. At that moment, everyone saw how powerful Jiaoningsun was. Afterwards, the village chief asked Jiaoningsun why she took such a risk. If she was not careful, she would be trampled to death by a mad cow. Jiaoningsun only said, "Cows are very pitiful to begin with. Compared with animals such as chickens, ducks, geese, rabbits, pigs, and sheep, other animals only need to eat, drink, sleep, walk around, and wait to be killed. Only cows have worked hard for humans all their lives. The result is that he will still be killed, which is really tragic. If you dare to provoke Jiaoningsun, it's okay to be honest. If you have evil intentions, haha." Suo Hongling looked at the two girls who ran to the end. "What are your names?" When the two of them saw everyone staring at them, they blushed and said, "Ning Lai Yuhan. Zhang Sisi. Suo Hongling, let's do push UPS." The two of them were desperate. They tried it for a while, but they couldn't finish any of it. It is true that among the boys in the class, none of them are gentlemanly. Since they are girls, can't they run slower on purpose and give way to them? Ning Liuhan looked pitiful and said, "Instructor, we really can't run. Please let us go this time." Zhang Sisi also echoed, "Instructor, we really tried our best, but we really can't do push UPS." Suo Hongling, "Then you just do sit UPS. Press each other's legs. When you're done, come back and train. Don't even think about being lazy. Everyone is watching you. If you miss one, you will be fined 100. The two of them saw that other students were staring at them, and they had no choice but to beg for mercy, which would only make them more embarrassed, so they could only accept their fate and complete it. In the afternoon, it's still the most basic training. We have all gone through military training several times, and it was not difficult at all. We did it fairly smoothly. Back before I became a vegetative state, I became an immortal and invincible. Author, Qing Jue Chen Chen. Chapter 444. Of course, there were several classmates who were indistinguishable from left to right and who were in the same hands and feet, which almost made Suo Hongling angry to death. The day's military training activities ended soon. Li Shayan wanted to find Jiaoningsun several times when he was resting. However, Suo Hongling didn't know if he knew what he was thinking. Every time he took a break, except for going to the toilet and drinking water, he had to rest in place, and he was not allowed to whisper to each other. After the running incident, Suo Hongling really looked at Jiaoningsun with admiration. After fainting 6 or 7 female classmates on the first day, Jiaoningsun was still in high spirits, which made him feel even more pity. At night, everyone returned to the dormitory. After washing, everyone except Jiaoningsun lay on the bed and played with their mobile phones. Yan Yuxia watched a few short videos and felt that her eyelids were fighting. Seeing that Jiaoningsun hadn't gone to bed yet, she asked with a tired look, "Ningsun, aren't you tired? Get some rest quickly, I heard that tomorrow the training intensity is stronger." Jiaoningsun nodded, "Okay, I'll go outside and call my family, and then I'll rest." Yan Yuxiu, "Okay." Jiaoningsun came to the balcony, placed a silencing barrier around herself, and dialed Suo Hongfeng's phone. After a while, she hung up the phone and went back to bed. As she calculated, Suo Hongling was indeed from the Suo family and the son of Suo Jingguo's cousin. As for the purpose of his coming, Suo Hongfeng said, on the one hand, he had a task given by his superiors, and on the other hand, he just wanted to get to know her, his sister, for a while. And Suo Hongling has a high official position in the army and has a lot of say. It is true that he wants her to join the army. What kind of mission requires him, who is in a high position, to pretend to be a military training instructor? These days of military training, it was not convenient for her to go to Gushigo, so she lay on the bed to absorb the spiritual energy. This place is located in a mountainous area with many flowers, plants, and trees, and she also has 2 assistants, a bracelet, and a sword. Her spiritual power can increase even in the dormitory. It's just that there are many people here, and the number of people is not increasing as fast as practicing alone in Gushigo. While she was practicing, the aura around her was also good for the people around her. But Yan Yuxu is the closest to her, so only she can benefit. Not long after practicing, Xiaoningsun's consciousness reached the sky above the city again and saw the man and woman again. The plot at the beginning was the same as the previous 2 times. Xiaoningsun had the experience last time and knew that she would probably be able to see some follow-up plots this time and watch it carefully. Sure enough, it's back to the section where we ended last time. The man wanted to chase the woman in white, but was blocked by the barrier she set up. The man is also very capable. He made a few gestures, broke the barrier in the blink of an eye, and caught up with the woman in white. Upon seeing this, Xiaoningsun also flew over. The woman in white saw the man chasing after her, suddenly turned around and stared straight at the man, seemingly surprised that the man had such great abilities. The man continued to explain, but the woman in white refused to listen and continued to fight with the man. The 2 were equally capable, and they fought for a long time without a winner. At this moment, another woman in black suddenly flew over from a distance, shouted, and then helped the man attack the woman in white. For some reasons, the woman in white could not defeat 2 people. She fell behind soon and was almost injured several times. When the man saw this, he attacked the woman in black, as if he disliked her for being nosy. The woman in black had no choice but to stay aside and let the man and the woman in white fight while she watched from the side. After a while, she suddenly attacked the woman in white while neither of them noticed her. The woman in white was unaware and was successfully attacked by a sneak attack. A black sword was inserted straight into her heart. Seeing this, the man roared heartbreakingly and struck at the woman in black without hesitation, but was blocked by the woman in black. Seeing the woman in white falling to the earth, he couldn't control the woman in black for the time being, so he quickly flew over and caught her. The woman in white said a word and then died in the man's arms. The man seemed not to believe that the woman in white had died like this, and began to rescue her. It's just that he almost poured all his spiritual power into the body of the woman in white, but it was of no use at all. The woman in white still closed her eyes tightly, showing no intention of waking up. The man seemed to be desperate, but he did not give up treatment and frantically repeated the rescue actions. At this moment, the woman in black flew to the 2 of them again. Seeing that the woman in white had really died, the woman in black laughed 3 times and talked to the man. After hearing this, the man looked at the sword in the hand of the woman in black in disbelief. Just when the woman in black was about to say the 3rd sentence, the man suddenly took the sword from the woman in black and thrust it directly into her chest. The woman in black said a few words, but the man didn't know what he did. The woman in black suddenly disappeared into ashes, leaving no trace behind. The man destroyed the sword of the woman in black and flew away with the woman in white in his arms. Xiaoningsun tried to follow him, but he didn't expect that he could really do it. The man took the woman to a cave and put her in an ice coffin. After closing the ice coffin, the man drew a formation, and the surrounding spiritual energy poured into the ice coffin continuously. The man watched from the side as the spiritual energy entered the ice coffin. He did not speak, but looked sadly at the woman in white with her eyes tightly closed. Xiaoningsun stepped forward and tried to touch the man. As expected, men can't see her, and she can't touch men. Xiaoningsun rubbed his eyes, not sure whether he would be able to see their faces clearly next time. Seeing that there was no other movement from the man, she looked around again. Strange, why does the surrounding feel so familiar to her? Why does it look like the ancient tree ditch in Daguo village? There is also a cave near Gushigo, which seems to be very similar to this cave. Xiaoningsun thought for a moment, and suddenly wanted to go out and take a look at the surrounding environment. As soon as she raised her feet, she was sucked away by a huge suction force. Qiao Ningxun woke up suddenly and glanced at the scene in front of her. She returned to the dormitory of the military training base. What on earth is going on in this dream? Why does she dream so many times? Why do you know more plots each time? Is this a sign of something? Qiao Ningxun took out the sword hanging around her neck. Those dreams she had were all because of getting this sword. What is this? Why does it feel like this sword is getting more and more evil? Suddenly, an emergency assembly signal sounded outside. Suo Hongling said during the day today that the trumpet would be played from time to time at night to prepare them mentally. Qiao Ningxun had no choice but to shout to her roommates to get up. After Yan Yuxiu got dressed, she pulled her and ran out. Yan Yuxiu said while running, "Ningxun, I slept really well this time. After only 2 hours of sleep, I feel as if I had slept for 10 hours. My whole body feels so comfortable." End of this chapter. Back before I became a vegetative state, I became an immortal and invincible. Author, Qing Jue Chen Chen. Chapter 445. Of course, Qiao Ningxun didn't say the reason why she was practicing. As long as it's comfortable, I guess she's too tired and fell into a deep sleep. Yan Yuxiu, well, definitely. Suo Hongling saw that Qiao Ningxun was the first to run out, and nodded secretly in his heart. As expected of people from their Suo family, they have a strong sense of time. 5 minutes later, most people gathered in the playground, but some people were still late. After the gathering, those who were not late ran 2 laps and were put back to sleep. As for those who were late, they were scolded, stood in military posture for 15 minutes, ran around 4 more times, and were then sent back to the dormitory. Ning Liuhan and Zhang Sisi belonged to the group of people who were late. By the time they returned, the other 4 people in the dormitory had already fallen asleep. The 2 of them looked at themselves, and then at the 4 of them. They felt very unbalanced when they thought that they were so miserable and embarrassed during the day and night, but these people were sleeping so soundly. Ning Liuhan suddenly shouted loudly, "Qiao Ningxun, I heard that you were the first to wake up, and Yan Yuxiu was the first to run out. They are both in the same dormitory, and we are also in the same class. Why don't you call us? We will be scolded and punished all night long." Zhang Sisi nodded in agreement. She didn't know that Qiao Ningxun didn't live on campus. They are all in the same class. Although they are not in the same dormitory, it is too unkind. On the day when the school signed up for dormitory assignment, she did not see Qiao Ningxun in her dormitory and thought that Qiao Ningxun was assigned to another dormitory. Qiao Ningxun opened his eyes suddenly and stared at Ning Liuhan coldly. Seeing the other parties in different eyes, Ning Liuhan suddenly trembled. Qiao Ningxun's eyes looked as if he wanted to kill her. But she soon calmed down. She was just a college student. Did Qiao Ningxun really dare to kill her here? Yan Yuxiu stuck her head out from the upper bunk and said with a speechless face, "I heard her calling me." "You are next door to her, how could you not hear it? And the chants outside were so loud, even if Ningxun couldn't call me and I'm almost awake, but you can't hear me. Is there something wrong with your ears?" Ning Liuhan shouted, "What did you say? It's your ears that have the problem." Yan Yuxiu continued to mutter, "No problem. Then why can't you hear it?" Qiao Ningxun didn't speak, but took out his mobile phone and played a recording. "Qiao Ningxun, everyone, get up quickly and gather together. Yan Yuxiu, Ningxun, I'm up. Qiao Ningxun, Yuxiu, hurry up. The instructor said there will be penalties for being late." Yan Yuxiu speeds up dressing, "Okay. Qiao Ningxun, the rest of you should hurry up too, so as not to be punished. Gan Xiao, I'm coming down too. Ning Liuhan, I can't make it in 5 minutes. I still have to wear contact lenses. It's all my fault. My mother said I wanted to have surgery, but she wouldn't let me do it. She said there would be too many side effects. I would wear glasses without surgery, at least you won't be blind. If you fail after doing it, you will become blind. Qiaoning Sun, you have to wear a frame at this time, Yi Shui, Xiao, let's go first and ignore them. Qiaoning Sun took back the recording pen and said coldly, didn't I call you? Ning Liuhan's face turned red. She just felt that wearing frames was too ugly, so she had to wear contact lenses at all times. Seeing this, Zhang Sisi didn't want to cause trouble to Qiaoning Sun, so she went to the toilet, took another quick shower, and went to bed to rest. Ning Liuhan waited for her to come out and hurriedly went to take a shower. Before leaving, she complained, Qiaoning Sun, we are all roommates and classmates. You are actually recording to deal with me. You are too insidious. Qiaoning Sun, I just expected that you would cause trouble for me, so I recorded at this time in advance. I know your character, and this is also for the sake of harmony in the dormitory. You said that I am insidious, then why don't you say that you are unreasonable? If I didn't record today, wouldn't you remember your being late and being punished for the rest of your life? I don't want to be resented for no reason for the rest of my life. Ning Liuhan choked and shouted after a few seconds. Forget it, you are eloquent, I can't speak to you. Qiaoning Sun, it's good to know. Ning Liuhan instantly felt as if his heart had been stabbed. Qiaoning Sun looked at Wenjing, and her family conditions were not good, so she thought she was someone easy to bully, but she didn't expect that she was not easy to mess with. Other people in the dormitory were also awakened by Ning Liuhan's voice. Seeing that they had stopped making trouble, they continued to sleep. Gao Weiwei glanced at Ning Liuhan coldly. Idiot, just a nouveau riche, dare to talk to Miss Socks like this. Be careful that Qiaoning Sun holds a grudge. As long as she goes back and cries a few words, the Ning family's company will probably cease to exist. Ning Liuhan also took a shower. When he went to bed, he sarcastically said, I ran for a while and didn't take a shower. I'm really dirty. How could Qiaoning Sun not take a shower? It's just that she and Yan Yuxiu are both very fast. After all, they just washed themselves a few hours ago, and they can finish washing in 3 or 4 minutes at most. By the time they come back, they will have already washed themselves. Hearing what Ning Liuhan said, he knew that she was obviously mocking him, so he responded unceremoniously, whether we wash or not is our business, it's none of your business. Yan Yuxiu also said, it's just that I didn't sleep in your bed. And you were being punished just now. We have been back for so long, how do you know that we haven't washed? Ning Liuhan choked and felt even more uncomfortable. She will suffer from insomnia when she feels uncomfortable. So even though she was very tired now, it was already 3:30 in the morning and she was not sleepy at all. She was still awake until the wake-up call sounded. No surprise, she saw the dark circles under her eyes as soon as she got there. Luckily she brought makeup to hide the dark circles, otherwise she would have vomited to death. The content of the military training on the second day included running, standing in a military posture, and learning basic walking. They also experienced shooting training. Of course, the bullet is definitely not real. He Yuanhui was a little confused when he saw the items practiced today. Didn't Big Brother say that it would take several days of military training before this project could be developed? Why did they have it the next day? Girls come first, then boys. He Yuanhui saw that it would be his cousin's turn soon, and he secretly laughed in his heart. This project was really too simple for his cousin. Ning Liuhan had trouble sleeping last night, and her head is still dizzy now. So it was no surprise that she missed all the targets, and she missed every one of her 10 chances. Some students couldn't help laughing when they saw this. You didn't hit the target even once, that's really bad luck. Yeah, it's so embarrassing. Don't laugh at others. You boys like to play with guns, but girls don't. It's normal to miss once. That is, if I ask you to do something you have never done before, wouldn't you do the same? You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Back before I became a vegetative state, I became an immortal and invincible. Author, Ching Jue Chen Chen. Chapter 446. The boys who laughed at Ning Liuhan choked and had no choice but to retract their mocking gazes. Ning Liuhan had never been so embarrassed before. Her face turned red and she wanted to find a crack in the ground to crawl into. Zhang Sisi comforted her in a confused manner. Han Han, it doesn't matter, we are not professionals, and it is our first time shooting, so it is normal to miss. Ning Liuhan hummed inaudibly, then stood aside and watched the others shoot. Zhang Sisi seemed to be trying to please Ning Liuhan, but failed even once. After that, one after another, 4 girls also failed once. Ning Liuhan's complexion gradually improved. She was not the only one who was embarrassed anyway. Soon, it was Yan Yuxiu's turn. Yan Yuxiu's luck was pretty good. Although she didn't hit the red heart once, she hit the target every time. Gan Xiao missed the target 5 times, and the remaining 5 shots were on target even though the results were not very good. Ning Liuhan's face looked ugly again. They are all girls, and they all live in the same dormitory, why can't she hit the target once? Seeing that the next one was Qiaoning Sun, Ning Liuhan looked at him seriously. She wanted to see how good Qiaoning Sun was. What Instructor Suo said to Qiaoning Sun yesterday has spread, saying that she is a very good runner and is a good candidate for the army. If she also misses once, it will be a good show. The instructor's face will definitely be swollen. Generally speaking, people who are good at cultural classes, especially girls, are not very good at sports. She didn't believe it. Qiaoning Sun was really that versatile and could do anything. Zhang Sisi looked at Ning Liuhan's expression and knew what she was thinking, and she looked like she was watching the show. Qiaoning Sun noticed the expressions of the two of them and sighed secretly in his heart. I'm afraid I'm destined to disappoint you. In less than 4 seconds, Qiaoning Sun fired all the bullets. Suo Hongling quickly stopped the stopwatch and looked at the numbers above in shock. The air suddenly became quiet, so quiet that they could even hear their own breathing. The person on the other side shouted, all 10 rings. Everyone's eyes were instantly focused on Qiaoning Sun. Suo Hongling said with surprise, Qiaoning Sun, all 10 shots hit. It was actually exactly the same as his shooting record. Everyone's eyes widened even more. Qiaoning Sun is so powerful? She surprised everyone with her running yesterday, and her performance today was so incredible. Some boys looked jealous because a girl was actually better than them. One person suddenly muttered, yeah, it's just good luck. There's nothing to be surprised about. He Yuanhui did not allow anyone to slander his cousin and sarcastically said, luck is also a kind of strength. If you have the ability, try again and get all 10 rings. Gao Kaiwan frowned and said, He Yuanhui, do you like Qiaoning Sun? Do you think she will like you just because you speak for her like this? You don't even look at your appearance. He Yuanhui, I don't need her to fall in love with me, and my looks are not bad, at least not worse than yours. In high school, there were many girls who confessed to me. Gao Kaiwan glanced at He Yuanhui's face and suddenly turned his head, huh, what's so big about being good looking? A pretty boy is just like a male vase. He Yuanhui, then you are rough and unkempt, so you are a reckless man. You, Gao Kaiwan rolled up his sleeves and wanted to beat him. Wei Dongchen and Guan Yiwen next to him immediately grabbed him. He Yuanhui mocked, I say you are a reckless man, but you really are a reckless man. It is tolerable, but what is intolerable? Gao Kaiwan immediately wanted to rush over. Wei Dong-chen, okay, we are all classmates, don't do anything. The school rules stipulate that fighting is not allowed. Otherwise, a demerit will be recorded and a file will be recorded. Guan Yiwen said with a sincere look, it will affect jobs at that time. It will be so embarrassing for graduates of Huaxia University if they can't find a job. Gao Kaiwen lost his temper instantly and had to compromise, forget it this time. If you do this next time, I will scold you to death. Was not afraid at all, who is afraid of you? The situation on Suo Hongling's side quickly attracted the attention of other instructors, and they couldn't help but come over. Instructor, he asked, Instructor Suo, who hit the 10 rings just now? Suo Hongling looked at Jiaoning Xuan, this is the student named Jiaoning Xuan. Instructor, he said in surprise, is that the classmate you mentioned yesterday, the one who didn't blush or breath after running 1,000 meters? Suo Hongling nodded, that's her. Instructor, I don't know, why don't I ask a few questions? Jiaoning Xuan looked at Suo Hongling. Of course Suo Hongling had no objection and signaled him to do whatever he wanted. Seeing that everyone else stopped to look at the situation, Suo Hongling said, continue, don't waste time. Those students who had not yet shot could only turn their heads, but from time to time they turned to look at Jiaoning Xuan's situation. Instructor, he asked, student Jiao, besides running and shooting, are you good at anything else? Jiaoning Xuan frowned. She knew a lot, and she also knew swordsmanship. But there are a lot of people here, and it would be too public to perform in public. Instructor, he saw that she seemed to be worried, and smiled, and said, if you are good at it, just show it. You should know that if you perform well, you can get the title of outstanding student, which can add points to your studies, and even help if you get a scholarship, it will be included in your file, which will also help you find a job in the future. Jiaoning Xuan's eyes lit up, yes, there are scholarships for outstanding performance. He Yuanyang said that the scholarships of Huaxia University are much greater than those of Nanjing No. 1 Middle School. Although she has a lot of money now, she may get the money after doing a few actions. If she doesn't take it, she will get nothing. As for finding a job, she had never thought about it. After thinking clearly, Jiaoning Xuan raised his eyebrows and said, I know a lot, instructor, what do you want to see? Instructor, he looked at her small body and couldn't think of anything she was good at. He smiled and said, you can show it as you like. Jiaoning Xuan glanced at the equipment here and suggested, let me lift weights and show you. Those who heard it? Everyone would find it strange that a freshman girl who looks like she weighs less than 90 pounds wants to lift weights. Instructor, he was stunned, weightlifting. Yes, you heard it right, Jiaoning Xuan said, then walked to the barbell in the distance, prepared some preparations, and prepared to lift weights. Instructor, he hurriedly said, the starting weight of the barbell is 120 kilograms. Are you sure you want to lift weights? With your small body, you really can't hide your waist? Jiaoning Xuan didn't take it seriously, it's only 120 kilograms, it's okay. Speaking, she directly lifted the barbell. Seeing her lift the barbell above her head, everyone's eyes widened in astonishment. Back before I became a vegetative state, I became an immortal and invincible. Author, Qing Jue Chen Chen. Chapter 447. Seeing this, Li Shayan was a little confused whether to pursue Jiaoning Xuan or not. If a girl with such abnormal strength offends him, he will probably be beaten badly. But it would be a pity to give up such a beautiful person. Instructor, he saw that her face was not red, she was not panting, and her hands and feet were not shaking. He quickly said, don't you feel tired? Jiaoning Xuan looked relaxed, I don't think so. Suo Hongling had already watched all the students finish shooting and came to her side. When the classmates saw this, they all followed. Seeing how strong Jiaoning Xuan was, Suo Hongling said, why don't you try adding more weight? Jiaoningsun gently put down the barbell and signaled him to add it as he pleased. After a while, the weight of the barbell was increased to 150 kilograms. Jiaoningsun still lifted it up easily under the shocked eyes of everyone, and then put it down gently. Too light. Instructor, his mouth twitched. You mean, you've lifted heavier weights? Jiaoningsun, I haven't lifted it before, but it's only 1 or 2,000 kilograms. Ning Liuhan saw that Jiaoningsun was so popular, and couldn't help but complain, I know how to brag. Jiaoningsun suddenly turned to look at Ning Liuhan and saw a tug-of-war rope not far away. He stepped forward to get it and threw it in front of her. You all come together. I will fight the tug-of-war with you alone. If I lose, I'll let you handle it. Ning Liuhan was stunned for a moment. After hearing what she said, he said with surprise on his face, is what you said true? Of course, everyone present can testify. But if your side loses, you will also have to be punished. What punishment? My request is not too much. During the military training period, you will take care of the toilet hygiene in our dormitory. Ning Liuhan's face darkened, but she could only agree, I agree. Jiaoningsun, then come. Ning Liuhan looked at the other students. Some people are eager to give it a try and want to embarrass Jiaoningsun. Some people think that they are all classmates and should not bully others too much and remain motionless. Ning Liuhan knew that not everyone was willing to help her, so she had no choice but to look at the instructors. Suo Hongling said, okay, since it is Jiaoningsun's request, you all can help her. His intention was very clear, he wanted to help Jiaoningsun, not Ning Liuhan. Ning Liuhan always found this sentence uncomfortable. Since the instructor spoke, all the students had no choice but to stand on the other side of the rope. Ning Liuhan stood at the front. Suo Hongling acted as the referee and stood in the middle. When both sides were ready, he said, start. Jiaoningsun held the rope with a relaxed expression. Seeing that the opponent was not using all his strength, he said loudly, there is no need to leave any room. If you don't try your best, then classmate Ning will have something to say, saying that you deliberately gave way to me. Ning Liuhan's eyes became even more gloomy. Jiaoningsun, this bitch, actually knows what she is thinking. Hearing this, the students on the opposite side stopped saving their energy and began to try their best. It's just that the harder you push, the more frightened they become. Jiaoningsun actually didn't move. Seeing that they were gritting their teeth, Jiaoningsun was as steady as a rock and looked at the two instructors with a smile, you two, do you want to join? Suo Hongling, no need, we already know your strength. Instructor He, your strength is really abnormal. Jiaoningsun laughed and saw that Ning Liuhan's face was distorted because of the exertion, and asked, now, do you still think I am bragging? Ning Liuhan did not answer her and continued to exert force. What happened? Why did so many of them not let her move? He Yuanhui was a little worried. If his cousin showed off his strength like this, would he be treated as an alien and sliced up for research? If Jiaoningsun knew what he was thinking, he would definitely say, you are overthinking it. If there really is such a person, I will just ignore it and everyone will not pay too much attention to what happened today, and they can even forget it completely. Ning Liuhan felt really strange. He let go of the rope and walked to the back to take a look. It was true that everyone was trying their best. Is Jiaoningsun really that strong? As soon as she returned to her seat, she heard Jiaoningsun say, hurry up and hold it, I need to use more strength. Ning Liuhan continued to give his best. Just the next second, Jiaoningsun pulled the rope, and everyone on the opposite side got closer and closer to her. Soon, the red rope crossed the boundary and she won. Jiaoningsun slowly loosened the rope and said with a smile, classmate Ning Liuhan, am I bragging? Ning Liuhan's face turned red and he said impatiently, okay, I know how powerful you are. Xiaoningsun clicked her tongue twice. You look like you can't afford to lose. But it doesn't matter. From now on, you will take care of the toilet hygiene in our dormitory. Even though Ning Liuhan was unwilling to do so, she managed to look relaxed in order not to leave anyone with a problem. Okay, I'll take care of it. Suo Hongling asked, Xiaoningsun, do you know how to do martial arts? Xiaoningsun, yes, I know how to make ancient martial arts. Gu Wu, instructor, he said excitedly, then show us your skills again. Xiaoningsun made the same movements as before attacking. Why don't you two attack together? Suo Hongling and instructor he looked at each other and nodded at the same time. The three of them soon exchanged blows. Just 2 minutes passed, and there was no winner between the two sides. Suo Hongling suddenly stopped and said, okay, I know how powerful you are. Instructor he wiped the sweat from his forehead and said in surprise, Xiaoningsun, the two of us can't defeat you. It seems that you really hide everything. Li Shayan's face turned paler. He seemed to be unsuitable for pursuing Xiaoningsun. However, could it be that the instructors let her go on purpose? After all, if two instructors go together, even if they beat a girl named Xiaoningsun, it won't sound good if it gets spread. Yes, that's definitely the case. The other students were also shocked. Two instructors couldn't beat Xiaoningsun? How could it be possible? Xiaoningsun smiled and said, thank you for the compliment. Instructor he said, you are indeed a good candidate to be a soldier. There are actually quite a lot of benefits for college students to join the army. Xiaoningsun said, sorry, it's the same as what I said to Instructor Suo yesterday. I feel that with my ability, after successfully graduating from school, I can use the knowledge I have learned to contribute more to the country. Instructor he felt a little regretful, since you said so, then I'll let you do it. But he won't give up. One of the purposes of what he said just now was to give it a try first to see if the child's mind is stable. For now, he is quite satisfied. All students completed the shooting, but only Xiaoningsun had the best score, and no one could compare with her after that. After today's performance, Xiaoningsun's ability has also become famous in the military training base. Not only all the students, but also all the instructors knew about her. Some instructors were a little doubtful whether Xiaoningsun was really that powerful. When they had nothing to do, they even called up today's surveillance to see if Xiaoningsun was faking it. Back before I became a vegetative state, I became an immortal and invincible. Author, Qing Jue Chen Chen. Chapter 448. The next few days were all simple training. Except for running, other events were not considered strenuous. The fifth day of military training. Gan Xiao firmly remembered what Xiaoningsun said. She has been looking at her face every day for the past few days. After looking at it, she will take a selfie and compare it with the one from the previous day. Xiaoningsun said that after taking her medicine, her skin will improve within 5 days. Early in the morning, after washing her face, she went to look in the mirror as usual. After seeing her face, he suddenly screamed. Everyone looked towards her. Yan Yuxiu asked with concern, what's wrong? Gan Xiao couldn't put it down and touched her face, and said in surprise, is this my skin? It's so white, so delicate, and my skin is so good that my pores are almost invisible. I obviously haven't used sunscreen these days. I also spent many days in the sun. Yan Yuxiu thought it was something. She quickly put on her clothes and walked to Gan Xiao. She said proudly, isn't Ningxun's medicine very powerful? I had acne all over my face and couldn't even see anyone, but she healed me. There are also many girls in our class who suffer from dysmenorrhea, and she cured them. There is even a fat girl who, under Ningxun's treatment, is now almost as thin as me. I only weigh 90 pounds. Gan Xiao looked at Xiaoningsun with a grateful face. Thank you, you are really amazing. I really don't know how to thank you. Since I was a child, I have been looked down upon by many people because of my face. Many people have said that I am ugly, and it turns out that all my ugliness is covered up. I suddenly feel that I am very good looking, ha ha ha, ha ha ha. Xiaoningsun smiled and said, "It's okay. I also want to take orders and make money at school in the future. You can be my living advertisement in the future." Gan Xiao nodded like garlic. "Don't worry, I will definitely promote it to you when I find an opportunity in the future. With your medical skills so good, I believe there will be many people looking for you in the future, and you can make a lot of money. Xiaoningsun, I'm lending you some good advice." Ning Liuhan walked to Gan Xiao and looked at her face carefully. Seeing that her skin was really much better than the past few days, and also particularly delicate, she glanced at Xiaoningsun with a troubled face. She saw it every time Gan Xiao took medicine these days. She thought Xiaoningsun was a liar. After all, she was so young, how could she know medical skills? Ordinary people at her age are still in college. Xiaoningsun also noticed Ning Liuhan's expression, but she didn't give her a look. For someone you don't like, don't waste too much energy on her. Ning Liuhan gritted his teeth when he saw Xiaoningsun ignoring her. There's nothing remarkable about it, it's just that my skin has gotten better. When the military training is over, she asks her family to find a doctor to take care of her. By then, her skin will still be as good as this. Zhang Sisi watched Gan Xiao's skin getting better and better day by day, but she had been helping Ning Liuhan and Xiaoningsun in the past few days. It is estimated that even if she came to ask for help, Xiaoningsun would not help her. She regretted it a little. Apart from her family's wealth, Ning Liuhan was really not as good as Xiaoningsun at all. Having fought against Xiaoningsun several times, they all ended in failure. Should she regroup? Upon seeing this, Gao Weiwei hesitated for a moment, but still did not speak. She had never helped Xiaoningsun before, and she had issues with her. On the surface, they seemed to have settled their differences, and there had been no conflicts in the past few days, but she still couldn't open her mouth. It would be so embarrassing if they were rejected. They would have to live in the same dormitory for several days. Soon, it was time to gather. Everyone came to the playground, and many girls noticed Gan Xiao's face. Some people had seen Xiaoningsun give her the medicine that day, and it was incredible to see how good her skin was. An uninformed classmate asked, "Gan Xiao, why did your skin suddenly become so good? Which brand of skincare products did you use? Please recommend it. My skin has been so dark these days. The sunscreen has no effect at all." Seeing many people looking at her, Gan Xiao felt very embarrassed and said, "It's not the skincare products, it's Ningsun who gave me the medicine. Her medicine can condition the skin, so it got better." Many people suddenly looked at Xiaoningsun in surprise. Some people watched Xiaoningsun give Gan Xiao pills. She is really so capable? Can a barefoot doctor really be so powerful? Xiaoningsun smiled and said, "I have some medical skills and am good at skin conditioning and menstrual cramps. If students need it, they can come to me for treatment after the military training is over. But the cost is very expensive, 3,000 or more per time." Everyone can think about whether they can bear it again. Some of the excited girls immediately backed down when they heard the price. 3,000, some of their parents cannot make 3,000 a month. But some people think that they can save a little bit from their living expenses every month in the future. You can let those who are not short of money go to Xiaoningsun first, just to let them see if she is a liar. Once they are sure, they will probably have enough money saved. If her medical skills were really that good, they would seek her treatment. If it were just in vain, their money could be spent elsewhere. Some people made up their minds to work part-time after military training, and when they saved enough money, they went to find Xiaoningsun. Ning Liuhan was also moved. There is no girl who doesn't love beauty, and it only costs a mere 3,000, not expensive at all. However, Jiaoningsun said that she can only accept orders after military training, so no one is looking for her so far. This is a military training base. If one of you gets a demerit, it will be more of a loss than a gain. On the other side, several days have passed since Liu Yangxiao was last treated by Jiaoningsun. I was pushed to the hospital for a physical checkup today. After checking everything that should be checked, Lu Jing'ai asked, "Dad, how do you feel today?" Liu Yangxiao smiled and said, "It's okay. Since being treated by your friend, my spirit has really gotten better day by day, and my appetite has also improved a lot. Look, have I gained weight on my face? I've eaten a lot recently, and I feel that my body is getting stronger." Lu Jing'ai, "That's good." Liu Yangxiao has a special status and was accompanied by doctors and nurses throughout the process. The reports were all expedited and reached the hands of Liu Yangxiao's doctor as soon as possible. Dr. Qin looked at all the reports carefully and said with astonishment on his face, What's going on? All the cancer cells have disappeared. Obviously, it has not been more than 10 days since the last checkup. By that time, the cancer cells had already spread, and there was no need for treatment. Although Liu Yangxiao knew that his health was much better, he did not expect that the cancer cells had really disappeared. He said excitedly, "Doctor, are you telling the truth? You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment." Back before I became a vegetative state, I became an immortal and invincible. Author, Qing Jue Chen Chen. Chapter 449. Dr. Qin nodded, "It's true. Look, these pictures and data mean that your body is normal and you don't have any bad cells. And your body is also recovering quickly. Now you are just a little weak and want to eat. You can eat anything, and I'll probably be like a normal person in 2 or 3 days." Lu Jing'ai said with a smile on his face, "Dad, look, I'm right, Jiaoningsun is really awesome. You don't have to tell me about the company every day, and you don't have to force me to take over the company every day. When it's time to take over, I'll take over." The expression on Liu Yangxiao's face also became more relaxed. "Okay, then I'll listen to you. When I recover, I will go to the company. In addition, some people should also be dealt with." Had it not been for Lu Jing'ai's timely return with his friends last time, he would have been quietly killed by his biological mother by now. Lu Jing'ai also had to go through a hard battle every day in order to take back the company. Lu Jing'ai, "Yes, it's too uncomfortable to see some people in front of your eyes every day." Dr. Qin asked curiously, "Chairman Lu, have you found a famous doctor to treat your disease? I want to ask which famous doctor has such superb medical skills that can kill cancer cells in a short time. Did it disappear completely?" Had he not been Liu Yangxiao's attending physician all along and held countless meetings to discuss treatment plans with experts in the hospital, he would have doubted whether he had been misdiagnosed before. Liu Yangxiao looked at Lu Jing'ai. After all, he is his son's friend. If his friend doesn't want to reveal his identity, it's hard for him to tell him. Lu Jing'ai had already asked Jiaoningsun for her opinion, so according to what she said, he is a friend of mine who is still a student at Huaxia University. Dr. Qin said in surprise, "Is she a medical student? Can I meet her?" Lu Jing'ai, "I'm sorry, Dr. Qin. She is still a freshman and is self-taught in medical skills. She said that she doesn't want to be disturbed for the time being. She can meet you when there is a chance in the future. She is also in military training during this time and is doing it every day. In the military training base, even if you want to, you can't get out." "What?" Dr. Qin said in shock, "Still a freshman? Self-taught medical skills? Still in military training?" Doesn't that mean she can start training when she is in high school? Lu Jingyi nodded, yes, she is actually quite famous in their hometown. Dr. Qin, can I ask her name? Lu Jingyi, Jiaoning Xuan. Big Jiao and Xiao Jiao's Jiao, the condensation of gaze, the smoke of lavender. Jiaoning Xuan, Dr. Qin nodded, I understand, thank you for letting me know. I just want to ask, what method did she use to remove the cancer cells? Lu Yangxiao recalled, she just gave me acupuncture, and then asked me to take her homemade herbal medicine, saying that I could recover in 5 days. Dr. Qin is a little doubtful about life. Can cancer be cured by just acupuncture and taking herbal medicine? Could it be that she knows ancient medicine? Are they also using long-lost medicinal prescriptions and acupuncture? Yes, it must be. He has long heard that many prescriptions have been lost. In distant ancient times, many terminal diseases today can be cured by herbal medicine and acupuncture. He must meet her in person if he has the chance. After leaving the hospital, Lu Yangxiao returned to the Lu family and sent people to deal with Wu Xiaoying and Lu Yanjia. Wu Xiaoying was his mother. For the sake of the reputation of the Lu group, even if she wanted to kill him, he did not do anything excessive to her. She was just arranged to enter a nursing home, where she would be taken care of 3 meals a day, but she could not leave the nursing home. She can also play in all entertainment projects. He can satisfy her with any delicacies she wants. The nursing home also has regular physical examinations, and her physical condition is always paid attention to. In addition to freedom and all the tools that can connect with the outside world, such as mobile phones, computers, and the internet, everything else is there. As for Lu Yanjia, Lu Yangxiao sent someone to bring him to him. At this time, Lu Yanjia opened his eyes and was horrified when he saw where he was. He just remembered that he came out of the supermarket, got into his car, and then fainted. Lu Yanjia said anxiously, where is my driver? Where is this place? What are you going to do to me? Where is my mother? I want my mother. Lu Yangxiao said, don't make me sound like a villain. In terms of blood, I am your brother after all. I know that you are afraid of me now. I can give you a way to live so that you can live in the future. Lu Yanjia asked anxiously, what's the way out? Lu Yangxiao, my mother, I have found a nursing home for her. If you still want to live well in this life, go abroad and work honestly. I have arranged a job for you there. As long as you behave honestly, you will be good enough to support yourself. But if you ever think about returning to China, I don't mind letting you pass away from this world. Lu Yanjia was startled. He knew that Lu Yangxiao was not trying to scare him. With his ability as the chairman of the Lu group, it is easy for him to die abroad without knowing anything. After thinking for a while, Lu Yanjia accepted his fate. Okay, I'll listen to you. Lu Yangxiao waved his hand, and the assistant went to deal with it. From then on, mother and son separated and never saw each other again. Lu Yanjia never appeared in Huaxia again. His whole life he has been monitored by Lu Yangxiao's people. At first he wanted to resist and return home secretly. But later he learned that his arm could not twist his thigh, so he had to accept his fate and live an honest life abroad with the same salary as an ordinary office worker, and die alone. It's not that he doesn't want to marry and have children, but Lu Yangxiao doesn't want him to harm others and let his children pretend to be an illegitimate son, so he sends people to block all his opportunities. At night, after dinner, Lu Yangxiao asked, Jingyi, Jiao Ningxun is your friend. I can't investigate her to avoid offending her. I just briefly searched the news about her on the internet. She is a top student. I always feel that she is not an ordinary person. What is her true identity? Lu Jingyi didn't hide anything from him. Anyway, he had sought Jiao Ningxun's consent in advance. Her origins are a bit special. Her adoptive father was unable to have children, so, her mother happened to be using the sperm donated by the chairman in the hospital. She and Chairman Suo has a biological father-daughter relationship, but Chairman Suo likes her very much and has recognized her in private, and Suo Hongfeng has also recognized this sister. It turned out to be a member of the Suo family, and now I have my mother's surname. Lu Yangxiao smiled and said, "It seems that I owe the Suo family another favor." Lu Jing'ai, "Don't worry, I will pay it back. Then I'll trouble you." Lu Yangxiao thought of Chiao Ningxun's age and asked on a whim, "Jing'ai, Miss Chiao is about the same age as you. I think you two are a good match." End of chapter. Back before I became a vegetative state, I became an immortal and invincible. Author, Qing Jue Chen Chen. Chapter 450. Lu Jing'ai looked horrified for a moment. "Dad, don't make any mistakes, she has a boyfriend." When Chu Yanyi found out that his father actually wanted to poke him and Chiao Ningxun, he could probably kill him 10,000 times with his eyes. "That's really a pity." Lu Yangxiao sighed. "If you can marry with the Suo family, no one can shake your position in the company in the future." Lu Jing'ai said helplessly, "Dad, you can live for a few more decades. During this period, you can train your heir. My brother is a good choice." Lu Yangxiao nodded. "That's the only way it can be, but you have to promise me that if your brother is not as capable as you, you must come back and take over the Lu family. You don't want your mother and I to have your hard work ruined, right?" Lu Jing'ai, "Okay, I promise you." Lu Yangxiao was relieved. After these days of training, everyone is very tired. Even people who are in the same dormitory are not in the mood to talk. They just lie on the bed, play with their mobile phones or rest. At 12 o'clock, without any surprise, the rally horn sounded again. Based on the previous experience, this time everyone was assembled within 5 minutes. Suo Hongling was quite satisfied with their performance and said loudly, "Everyone, tonight we will conduct night training in the field. The training location is the back mountain of the base. In terms of safety, we will be responsible, and there are instructors waiting at the back of the mountain. Of course, the premise is that you don't act without authorization or leave the team. It's 20 kilometers in total. There are toilets and supply stations along the way, so you don't have to worry. Now, you go back to the dormitory and tidy up the house. If you want to bring anything, bring it. But training is very hard. The more you bring, the harder it will be. You can think about it yourself. In 15 minutes, continue to gather here. Now, disbanded. Since they are all students, they are not required to carry much weight. Although the time is limited, it is set based on data obtained from past military training, and it is not difficult for college students. However, it is a bit difficult for those who stay at home throughout the summer vacation, never leaving the house once, and playing with their mobile phones on the bed or on the sofa all day long. For no other reason than lack of exercise, some people who grew up in cities almost no longer have their own feet these days. Especially the soles of my feet, they really hurt like as soon as they hit the ground. Many people put soft insoles in their shoes, but this only makes them feel a little better. When they heard that it would take so long, the girls almost fainted. Yan Yuxiu is similar. Her family is in good condition and she didn't go out to work during the entire summer vacation. She just stayed at home and occasionally visited relatives and fun places. She really didn't even wash her clothes at home. By this time, the pain in her feet was unbearable. After getting things ready, everyone set off. Yan Yuxiu has been following Chiao Ningxun. Seeing that she seemed to be fine, she asked with envy as she walked, "Ningxun, don't you feel anything about the military training these days?" "Well, no. Your health is so good. I really feel like my legs and feet are about to break, especially the soles of my feet. I was injured when I was a child and have sequelae. Now that I walk a lot, the pain in my heels is unbearable." Chiao Ningxun took out a bottle of medicine from his marching bag, poured out a pill and handed it to her. "Take it, your feet will not hurt after taking it." Yan Yuxiu's eyes suddenly lit up and she ate it without hesitation. Some people on the side had listened to their conversation just now. When they saw that Yan Yuxiu had really taken the inexplicable pill, they immediately looked at her like she was a fool. Someone started to mutter. "One dares to give and the other dares to eat?" Sure enough, there must be a phoenix chick lying next to the dragon. The one she gave me must have been a painkiller, that's why it was so effective. "I have a nurse at home. She said that painkillers are controlled by the state and cannot be bought in ordinary pharmacies. I don't know how she got them. She probably has her own channels." Qiao Ningxun ignored what they said and turned to look at He Yuanhui. Guan Yiwen and Wei Dongchen looked relaxed, so she felt relieved. Similarly, these three people have been running around during the summer vacation, and the number of exercise steps on their mobile phones exceeds 30,000 steps every day. The content of the military training in the past few days has not yet been worked hard at her house, so it should not be mentioned. Some people kept looking at Yan Yuxiu, waiting for her to say it was ineffective so they could slap Qiao Ningxun in the face. Just a few minutes after she took it, Yan Yuxiu said excitedly, "Ningxun, it really doesn't hurt anymore." "Qiao Ningxun, it's fine if it doesn't hurt. This is made from a prescription in her dimension. It is an ancient prescription that has been lost for a long time. It all uses Chinese medicine that she has induced. The effect is not ordinary, and it does not have the side effects of ordinary painkillers. However, it does take some time for any medicine to take effect, but she gave Yan Yuxiu an accelerating magic to make the medicine take effect quickly. According to what the prescription instructions say, it actually takes 10 minutes to take effect." The people around looked at their expressions with suspicion. How could it be so effective? If there was really such an effective medicine, it would have appeared on the market long ago and been sold out. The two of them were probably just acting. Qiao Ningxun saw the disbelief in their eyes and didn't say anything. Everyone had his own opinion, whether he believed it or not. Ning Liuhan has been paying attention to Yan Yuxiu, not for anything else, but because she already felt that her feet were not hers. She is really not as good as others. These days, when she returns to the dormitory and takes a shower, she lies on the bed and lets Zhang Sisi do all the other things for her. Seeing that Yan Yuxiu was indeed very relaxed compared to before, she was also attracted by Qiao Ningxun's medicine. But she couldn't change positions casually in the team. She had been warned several times and could only wait until the break before going to find Qiao Ningxun. After walking for 20 minutes, Instructor Suo said loudly, "We have to pass through a simulated poisonous gas forest ahead. You should do a good job of protection as I just said. Follow one by one and don't get lost. Although it is only a non-toxic gas, but you have to pretend it's poisonous and take it seriously, got it?" New. They all follow a well-established path, so anyone who is not a fool can follow it. Seeing the toxic gas appearing in front of them, they hurriedly did what Zuo Hongling said. Luckily, everyone made it through safely. After walking for another hour, Instructor Suo took everyone to the supply station. As soon as they arrived, everyone was stunned when they saw the empty table in front of them. Some brave male students walked up to the instructor. "Instructor, shouldn't there be food for us here? Why is there no one there, just a few tables?"